Hi, my name is Matthew Vold, and today I'll be teaching you about jazz. I'll be using milestones as an example for this video, and first we're going to talk about form. Milestones is a 40-bar piece which includes 2A, 2B, and the final A section. Each of these sections are 8 bars long, which is why it is called a 40-bar piece. The A section is different from the B section because it sounds a lot more shorter while B section being put together or more legato. Here's an example of the A section. That section was only one of these A's, so that would be played twice to conclude the first section of the piece. The B section sounds like this. As you can tell, as I was saying before, the B section is much more legato from the A section, and that is why there's a difference between two A's and the two B's. When you put it together, it'll sound like this. And that concludes one full run of the melody. Now that we've talked about form, we can start talking about the melody. The A section is in F major, so there's only one flat. When you play this melody, you can see and hear what I played was 4 notes. The most important note ranks down from here, with this being first, second, third, and fourth important note. So if you're playing the melody, you want to be on the top if you are first chair, second chair, third chair, fourth chair, and so on. When you start on this note, you always want to follow the path up. So that note will go here, that note will go here, this note will go here, and so on. And it continues up and then falls back down. And same with the other ones. When we talk about the B section, it is not in the same key as the A section. We get rid of the flat, so we are in C major. And it's the same principle of first important note, second important note, and third important note. And they each follow each other up twice and then down once. Now that we've learned about form in jazz, we can talk about improv, which is very important when learning how to play jazz. So in this song, Milestones, we only have 3 chords throughout the whole thing. G minor 7, F major 7, and A minor flat 6. Now I'm going to tell you what these all mean. They look kind of weird, but they're really not. For the G minor 7, we have the 4 major chord tones, G, B flat, D, and F. These are the notes that are going to be played in the rhythm section. These colored in notes, you can still play, and they still sound good in the G minor 7, but they're more of passing tones. You can play them a lot, but just make sure, if you're resolving on the G major 7, to play these chord tones. This next one is an F major 7. You can tell that they're the exact same notes, but just starting on the F. Getting back to that these look kind of scary when they're really not, a lot of them mean the same thing. Now when you're going from the G minor to the F major, you want to make sure to resolve it correctly. You don't necessarily have to, but it sounds good. So what I mean by resolving correctly, this note tends to go to that note, this note tends to go to that note, this note to that note, and this note to that note. It's usually by a half step or whole step falling down, and it just sounds pretty. Moving on to the B section is again where we get rid of the B flat and turn it into a B natural. And the flat 6, it doesn't really mean anything, just pretty much ignore it. It's just what the chord is called. So our 4 major notes are A, C, E, and G, with our colored in notes, B natural, D, and F. Now going from the F major 7 to the A minor flat 6, there's one really cool resolution that you can do from the B flat to the B natural. I realize this is resolving up, and I just said before that resolving down is usually the way to go, but when you're going from basically the 4th in this scale to the 2nd in this scale, and since you're raising it up half step, it sounds really good. When you're looking at the solo section itself, this is what it's going to look like. You're going to have the chord above it and a bunch of dashes. If there's no chord above the last one, you just repeat what the chord was before. So we have G minor 7 for 6 bars, and then F major 7 for 2 bars. So you're going to play these notes, especially focusing on the G, B flat, D, and F for 6 bars, and then when you get to this, you want to do that resolution falling on one of these 4 notes. Then we're going to repeat that for the second A section and do the whole thing again. And then when you get here the second time, we're going to resolve to the A minor 6, which is, again, the B section, following the melody. And repeat that once, and then we're going to go back to the A section for only one time. And that will conclude a first take of soloing. Now, when you're starting to improv, playing and remembering all 7 notes can be quite difficult. So for now, we're just going to stick for 3 for each of the chord tones. So for the G minor 7, we're just going to play G, A, and B flat. For the F major 7, we're going to go down to the F, G, and A. And when we go to the B section, we're going to play C, D, and E. Now let's try that out and see how it goes. Now I'm going to demonstrate using those 3 notes for the different chords while Sammy shows you where we are in the form so you can follow along. Now when you're taking a jazz solo, 2 very helpful tips to get you through it are rhythm and space. Both of those will help you get through any solo, no matter what the song is. So after you get comfortable by playing the 3 notes, you can start adding in more notes or even use the entire scale. Now I'm going to give you this demonstration of what a normal solo would be like on Milestones.
We are rolling.
Okay.